Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 5.
The University of Oregon plans to furlough 282 employees in response to financial losses from the coronavirus pandemic. Good evening and thanks for joining us for NBC 16 at 5. I'm Alan Matthews. Impacted employees will be from housing and dining, the EMU, athletics, PE and recreation, and the Access Shuttle program. This comes as there are less than 225 students living on campus with remote learning in place and spring sports canceled. Furloughed workers will be able to enroll in a program called the UO Extended Benefits Program. They will receive a minimum 30-day paid notice and then be enrolled in the program through the end of August. During this time, employees will be on leave without pay status. Employees in the program will be able to apply for unemployment insurance benefits, and the UO will continue to pay its portion of each employee's health insurance premiums.
If we don't get money, income coming in, then yeah, we're going to be in a really bad spot.
This is a position thousands of Oregonians are facing amid massive layoffs during the coronavirus pandemic. The unemployment office says it's quadrupled staff and is working as fast as they can to file claims, but there are still many people experiencing issues while filing a claim. NBC 16's Kelsey Christensen spoke with the Oregon Employment Department to try and get answers for the many viewers that have reached out to us with questions. Coming up in the next half hour, the problems people are running into and how long it could take to see benefits delivered. A statewide moratorium on evictions is currently in place to protect renters during the coronavirus pandemic. But according to County Commissioner Heather Buck, there are still reports of attempted evictions. At a press conference this month, Buck reiterated that there is a freeze on evictions for the next few months. She announced the county was teaming up with the cities of Eugene and Springfield to create online resources to help renters and landlords better understand the moratorium.
Until June 30th, 2020, it's illegal for landlords to give you a termination notice or file for eviction because of non-payment of rent or without cause.
The moratorium is in effect until June 30th. Rent is still due after it ends. Information can be found at lanecountyor.gov/coronavirus. Well, there is an ongoing debate on when the U.S. economy will reopen. NBC 16's chief political correspondent Scott Thuman reports that stimulus money is finally going into some Americans' hands.
In an unprecedented move, the Supreme Court, which had delayed proceedings, now says it'll hear major cases via telephone next month, with justices working remotely. And the Pentagon announced it's moving more men and women in uniform into telework. On the same day, a sailor, one of hundreds infected on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, died.
The Navy, for instance, just had 100,000 remote workers on its networks before the pandemic. Planned improvements in the next 2 to 3 weeks will bring the total to 500,000.
Though President Trump, steadfast in saying the country will reopen soon, lashed out at any assertion that governors will make that call. Let it be fully understood that this is incorrect, he tweeted. It is the decision of the president, and for many good reasons. A decision will be made shortly. On Tuesday, he's expected to detail his new additional task force to focus on those concerns. New York's Governor Shirley among those to issue words of caution.
When can I do a deep breath for the first time in 5 weeks? When they say we have a vaccine. But there will be points between now and then where we should feel more confident.
To reopen too early could risk a major setback and extend the curve instead of flatten it. Experts arguing their next move can't succumb to pressure like what happened early on.
If we had, right from the very beginning, shut everything down, it may have been a little bit different, but there was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then.
On the financial front, the IRS says it has now started handing out that stimulus money to people with direct deposit accounts already established. Others can sign up for that or possibly have to wait weeks. And lawmakers are still discussing it, but no major announcements just yet on a possible Phase 4 package at this point. On Capitol Hill, I'm Scott Thuman.
As we go further into the warmer weather, Oregonians will be tempted to stay at home less despite Governor Kate Brown's stay-at-home order. But when will Oregon start to reopen, and what will that look like? The answers might be simple from a medical approach, but nobody seems to know when that might be yet. For now, Dr. Ludke says that he has seen cases stabilize lately.
And those of you who've been watching the numbers very closely know that we've kind of hit a relatively stable period, a couple cases a day, sort of a plateau, and we hope to stay there and then slowly decrease. So we're certainly not where we would be to say cases are decreasing over 2 incubation periods.
Coming up tonight at 5:30, NBC 16's Angelina Dixon talks to the Eugene Chamber of Commerce and gets information on what business will be like when Oregon reopens. Well, here in Oregon, there are more than 1,500 coronavirus cases and 53 deaths. The Oregon Health Authority announced 57 new cases and 1 more death. The latest death is a 66-year-old Washington County resident who had underlying medical conditions. Washington, Multnomah, and Marion counties have the most cases. As we take a look at our region, Benton County has 23 cases, Lynn County has 52. Here in Lane County, we've added 5 cases, bringing the total to 43. Deschutes County has the most in our region with 54. Douglas County added 3 more cases and has 17, and there is only 1 case in Coos County. Lane County public health officials report that those 5 new cases are people from the Eugene-Springfield area. They include 1 male in his 20s, a female in her 40s, 1 in her 50s, and another female in her 70s. Information about the 5th patient will be released at a later time. Of the positive cases here in Lane County, public health officials say 6 people are in the hospital and 12 people have recovered. Recovery is defined as 3 days without symptoms or using medicine. 23 people are recovering at home right now.
I will say that it's very visible where we see problems with physical distancing or problems with people not observing certain aspects of that. But overall, we believe that the majority of the people in Lane County are following physical distancing guidelines, and we're going to go ahead and encourage people to continue that.
Public Health says more than 1,300 COVID-19 tests have been done in Lane County. Starting today, all Oregon students must now be on virtual lesson plan, whether in online classrooms or independently. High school seniors who had passing grades before the closure will get a passing grade for their courses. Anyone not on track to graduate will be paired with educators in their district to make sure that they meet graduation requirements. Well, Senator Bernie Sanders has officially endorsed Joe Biden for president. Senator Sanders made that announcement during a live stream video with Joe Biden.
Today, I am asking all Americans, I'm asking every Democrat, I'm asking every independent, I'm asking a lot of Republicans to come together in this campaign to support your candidacy, which I endorse, to make certain that we defeat somebody who I believe, and I'm speaking just for myself now.
Biden thanked Senator Sanders for his support and called it a, quote, big deal.
Now, this was definitely a way to start off our Monday with clear blue skies and plenty of sun shining. Yet again, temperatures warming up well above average. Here's a look at some of those numbers across our area as I enjoy out on my back patio, managing to warm up into the mid-60s for those of us in the valleys, even in the 60s out along the coast. But look out over on our Monday over the Eugene area, Autzen Stadium, with that sunshine raining down on us. And of course, radar and satellite showing calm, quiet conditions. That will remain for tonight. But the pollen count still remains extremely high for the trees, grass at moderate stages. Keep that allergy medicine close at hand through the weekend, or through the rest of this week, I should say. And tonight, temperatures are going to fall back into the 30s. Sunshine yet again tomorrow. I'll let you know what's still in store for later this week in a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. Well, developing tonight, Eugene police are trying to get a barricaded subject out in South Eugene. Police are speaking to that person in the area of Willamette Street and Westbrook Way. EPD says they believe that person is the only one inside the residence. How the standoff started is unknown at this time. We will bring you the latest developments as they come in. A 19-year-old man in connection to a shooting in a West University neighborhood last Wednesday has turned himself in. Eugene police say that the Special Investigations Unit worked with the family members of the suspect, Tommy Dwayne Hansen, for him to safely arrive at Eugene Police Headquarters this afternoon. Hansen faces charges of attempted murder and robbery. The other suspect involved, Demario Jackson, was arrested in Springfield last week. We will continue to bring you updates as we get them. 2 people are in the hospital after a house fire in Roseburg Sunday night. Our viewer Rihanna Gator sent in this video. This happened in the 2000 block of West J Avenue. Roseburg Fire Department says people were able to evacuate the home. The fire department says firefighters found heavy smoke coming from the front and rear parts of the house, and they were able to extinguish the fire from inside. 5 people and 2 dogs were displaced because of the fire. 2 people from the house were transported to Mercy Medical Center. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A Winston man was arrested after stabbing a man in the arm Sunday morning. Douglas County Sheriff's Office said they responded to a call at the 5000 block of Rice Creek Road in Winston. Deputies say 65-year-old Saber Eddings locked himself in a trailer and refused to come out when they arrived. Eddings threatened to blow up the trailer if deputies approached him. Hours later, Eddings came out of the trailer. Eddings faces assault, menacing, and unlawful use of a weapon charges. A Corvallis resident was arrested for trespassing a private residence in Yachat Sunday afternoon. Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says they responded to a report of an unknown man trespassing and stealing outside furniture from a residence. Deputies say 42-year-old Patrick C. Hummel was hiding in a wooded area adjacent to the residence and resisted arrest as he was taken into custody. Hummel faces charges of trespassing, theft, and resisting arrest. Hummel has an active felony warrant issued for his arrest out of Benton County.
Bottled juices, canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned beans, as well as dried beans, peanut butter, canned chicken, fish, beef stew, beef chili, UHT milk.
Food deliveries were made today to 26 households at the Lansby Place Senior Community in Northwest Eugene. Nearly 480 clients each month receive critical food supplies delivered right to their doors as part of Food for Lane County's Senior Grocery Program. This program is in much need this year during the coronavirus pandemic. Food boxes are left at the doorstep and volunteers just knock on the doors of clients. Recipients must be at least 60 years of age and meet federal low-income guidelines to qualify. For the latest information about the coronavirus, be sure to visit our website, NBC16.com. You can also go to our Facebook page, KMTR News, and download our app, KMTR News, on your mobile device. Well, coming up next on NBC 16 at 5, a study into a possible treatment for coronavirus is underway in Washington. We'll take a look at the process. Plus, with dry weather conditions, Douglas Forest Protective Association asked to avoid all unnecessary burns, what they recommend residents to do instead.